So welcome back to the brand new series, FIFA 20 rating predictions. Now, as always, I'm going to start with my obviously supported club, Manchester United. It's been a bit of a weird season, so let's start the controversy now, basically. Yesterday's video got 350 likes. I know I'm coming back to YouTube, but I want to try and beat that today. Can we beat that? 350 likes, that'd be absolutely amazing. Let's get into the first player then. It is, of course, David De Gea. Now, David De Gea is a special player, but let's be honest, he's not had the season that, everyone would have expected. He's been, Man United's best player for the last 5 or 6 years, and unfortunately this year, with the rest of the stuff going on, he's sort of been dragged down a little bit with the bad performances, if you like. So I actually do think he's going to stay at the same rating. He was at risk of potentially dropping to a 90, but I do think he's still the best keeper in the world, and I do think he's going to stay at 91. So this guy, it would be a massive shame to see him drop rating. So hopefully we're going to see him stay the same at 91 rated. That is my prediction. I've been on FIFA now, and I've been doing YouTube for, God knows, 10 years or whatever, and I know what EA like to do. I've picked it up a little bit, and these are all my personal predictions of personal opinions. Also, guys, if you could take a minute to please like my Facebook page, my link will be in the description. I live stream FIFA 19 and also FIFA 20 coming up very soon, every single day over there. So I'd love to see as many of you over there as possible. And if you could take a minute to subscribe to the YouTube channel, that'd be absolutely great. And obviously, like the video, you know what to do. So moving into second player, then we have Luke Shaw. Now, Luke Shaw, he has had actually a bit of a better season for us this year. I'm actually going to give him a 78 to a 79. I think he's going to go up 1 rating difference to FIFA 20. So we also got, I think, Man United's player of the season or something like that. Obviously, which was, I mean, let's be honest, this season, the way this season's been, no one really wanted that reward, surely. But he did get himself a new contract this year. He did get himself called up to the England team again. He hasn't been called up, I don't think, as of recently, but he was called up again this year. So he has had alright season compared to the last few seasons. So I've given him a +1 rating because he's down at 78, which is a pretty low rating. So EA are likely to give him an upgrade when he's so low already. The third player, we've got Victor Lindelof, another player who actually I think has improved this year. When he first signed him, he was a little bit shaky, not getting the game time he probably would have wanted. But it does look like he's actually finding his feet a little bit more in English football. So I've given him a 79 to an 80 rated, sorry. So I do think he's going to finally break into that 80 bracket, if you like. He's probably been one of our best centre-backs this year. Now, I know a lot of people are going to say, well, there's not much competition, but he probably has been our best centre-back this year. So an 80 rated, I think it's probably a fair judgment, and I think that's something he will get. Going into the fourth player then is Pereira, another player that, he's been at United for quite a while now, but never really had a chance to break through. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, he's actually made a few appearances under, and obviously he's made a few appearances under Mourinho as well, I believe, this year. So I've given him an upgrade of +1 as well. So he's gone from a 78 to a 79. 78 is pretty low. The Brazilian has actually scored a couple of goals. Oh, was it a couple of goals? It was just absolute worldly I'm thinking about, but just cut in and whipped it top right. So he's a player that I do think will get upgraded by +1. So far was so good, for Man United, but don't worry, it's gonna change. It's gonna all change very shortly. The fifth player is Ashley Young, and that is, let me just sort myself out for a second. That is where this is gonna change massively, because he's been getting a lot of stick this year, but unfortunately for Ashley, I've given him a -1 downgrade. So the first downgrade of the episode. Also, what team should I do next? Please put it in the comment section down below. Should it be Man City, Chelsea, Liverpool, Arsenal? You guys can have the decision down below. The most comments for the team you want me to do next will be the episode I do. So Ashley Young, not a great season, but he's getting a lot older. He's playing massively out of position for him. He's playing at right back, from where obviously Man United first signed him. So it's all gone a bit wrong for Ashley this year. But will he stay? Will he go? I'm not really sure. I think he's got 1 year left on his deal, to be fair. Marcus Rashford is the next player we're going to take a look at today, and I've given him the exact same rating of 81. It's a bit of a weird one for me, Rashford, this year. Now, I don't think Rashford's had his best season at Manchester United. Probably his worst, actually, to be fair. Probably his worst season at Man United, but he's still very, very young. So EA are not going to downgrade him for that, but they're also not going to upgrade him, okay? So it's very important to know this. I think he's going to stay at an 81 rated, which I think is the right decision. I think that's the right decision because he hasn't had the best season, but he hasn't had a season that's worthy of going down, in my opinion. Next up, we've got Jesse Lingard, who's had a pretty up and down season as well. Now, I've actually been a little bit controversial here and given him a -1 downgrade. Now, he is a lot older than Rashford. This is how I've compared them, okay? Both attacking players. Obviously, he's a lot older than Rashford. He's 1 rating better currently at the minute, but I don't think he warrants being a better rating than Rashford on FIFA. If you guys have the same opinion as me, let me know in the comments. If you don't have the same opinion as me, you can also let me know in the comments. That's what it's there for. So Jesse Lingard, -1 downgrade for him. Something that I do think he does deserve a little bit, but hopefully, I don't know what's going to happen next year. Next year United is going to be mad, so I don't know what to predict. Next up we got Martial, Antonio Martial, Anthony Martial, sorry, or Antonio, yeah, I mean, Tony Martial. I mean, just Martial, alright? That's just Martial. So in a minute, he's a board player on FIFA. So if you pack him on FIFA, you know, he'll be in the board animations if you like. But, ladies and gentlemen, I've given him the exact same rating as well. Another season for him that's not been particularly great, but not been awful. So I don't know if he deserves a downgrade, but I also don't think he deserves an upgrade. So exact same situation as Rashford, except you know what? He is 2 years above Rashford, or 2 years, sorry, 2 ratings above Rashford. So I don't know. Do you think them two are 2 ratings apart? That's something in the comment section you can get involved in. Now, a player that could be leaving Man United. If players are guaranteed leaving, I've you know, already decided they've left and announced they've left. I've probably not included them in this video, but Juan is the next one. Okay, he's gone from an 83 to an 82 rated in my opinion. The Spanish midfielder is a lot older these days. Okay, and obviously he's still got a touch of class, but he is getting a little bit older. It's not been the best this season for him, and I've dropped him from an 83 to an 82 rated player. So he's no longer a board player on FIFA. So you know, he'll no longer be in the board animation next year if they decide to do that again. But yeah, Juan Mata, I mean, it's a sad story, but I think, yeah, downgrade. I do think it. Alexis Sanchez, now I do think he's leaving, but it's not been confirmed yet. Probably going to get the biggest downgrade of this episode. And I think a lot of people are going to understand that and are going to agree with me on this one. 87 to an 85. So previously he was a walkout player, so you'd see him walk out on the screen. But now, ladies and gents, no longer a walkout player and an 85 rated in my opinion. Some people might even go an extra, you know, step higher and make it a bit harsher and make an 84. But I think -2 is pretty big drop, to be fair, already. So I'm going to leave that with the 85, I think. I don't know if that's correct, but I believe it is. Next up, we've got Romelu Lukaku. Now, whilst we're on the topic of Romelu Lukaku, I want to see how many goals he had this season, actually. Because I've given him, as you guys can see on the screen, the exact same rating. 87 rated is what I've given him. But okay, so in this current season, Lukaku scored 29 goals. Nearly 30 goals, actually. So that's actually not too bad. And I think that includes... okay, that includes national team as well. So, okay, so I'm actually giving the same rating to Lukaku. I don't think he deserves a downgrade. Don't think he deserves an upgrade. Hasn't been that spectacular to go up to an 88 personally. But, you know, I do think he deserves to stay a walkout player, of course. And obviously does deserve to stay an 87 rated on FIFA. And that is what I've given him. Lukaku, 87 rated. Okay, not bad. 29 goals overall. Now, next up, the biggest controversial one of the episode, Paul Pogba. Now, I've given him a -1 downgrade. Now, listen, it's a bit mad. It's a little bit mad. I think he could stay, I think he's most likely going to stay the same as an 88. I'm just going to say it right now. I do think that is pretty possible, but the season he's had and the criticism he gets and the pressure he has on him to perform, he had a good stint when Ollie first took over, but that was about it. And, you know, you've got to look at the season overall. Did he have a good season for an 88 rated player? Not really. You know, could that warrant a -1 downgrade in EA's eyes? Very possibly. So that's what I've given him. So I think EA are going to maybe downgrade him, but I don't necessarily think he deserves it. You know, he's still a young player, 88 rated. You know, he had a good, I don't know, it's hard to say, but that's what I've done. I mean, comment section, let's get talking about this. This is going to be mad. Next up, we've got Nemanja Matic, an Asian player in the Man United team, of course. Mourinho signed him when he first joined. Someone who was pretty decent, but not had a great season. I've dropped him from a board player, or from a walkout player, sorry, to an 85 rated. So he's gone from an 86 to an 85, and I think that's probably deserved. He's a lot older now. Obviously, Mourinho first signed him. A lot of things have changed, and he's getting a lot older, like I said. Not had a great season. I've dropped him -1. I think that's fair. 3 more players to go then, guys. We've got Fred, the next one. Another player that we signed as a big money signing, actually. 50 million, I think he was. And I don't think he's had a great season. He had one or two good games, actually, under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. But overall, the season, not that great. Not that great at all. Not 1,000,000% convinced on him, but hopefully he can turn it around next year. I've dropped him -1 rated from an 82 to an 81. You know, I think that's a bit mad. I'm not really that convinced yet, so we'll wait and see what happens with him. Next up, we've got Diego Dalot, I think, who's actually been not too bad when he's played this year. He's a very young player, new signing as well. He's actually a silver card at the minute, but I've upgraded him to a 75 gold card. So he's had the biggest upgrade so far in this video. +3, not too bad for him. He's played in a lot of big games this year. He's played quite a few games actually for only a young lad, 19 years of age I think he is. And obviously a silver card, playing at Man United this time, no way. He's going up to a gold. And last of all, we got obviously Scott McTominay, another player that's gone from a silver to a gold in my opinion. This guy goes from a 71 to a 75 rated player. Now I think that's very, very good. He's had not a bad season. Mourinho quite liked him. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer quite liked him as well. 71 silver, way too low. I've put him up now to a 75 rated player. Now guys, the beautiful thing about this is you can have your own opinions and comments in the comment section down below. Which team do you want me to do next? That is the biggest question I'm asking you lot. Which of these ratings did I get incorrect? Which of them did I get right? And which of them which one would you change basically? Don't forget to follow me on Facebook, link is in the description. I live stream FIFA every single day over there. I would like to see as many of you over there as possible. If we can try and beat 350 likes in this video, beat yesterday's video, that'd be absolutely amazing. I'm going to try and upload nearly every day or every other day this week, so we've got a lot of videos coming shortly. Thank you to everyone for your ongoing support. I'm out, has been a pleasure as always. Take it easy, see you in the next video. Peace.